Hello and welcome to Raven News. My name is Luke Walski.
Hello, I'm Alicia St. Seal.
The flu is killing thousands of people weekly and spreading rapidly around America. The Center for Disease Control advises good health habits to prevent spreading of germs. Flu season begins around October and ends in May. It peaks in December, and in the colder winter months, good health practices can reduce the exposure to deadly virus. They strongly advise to stay home when you are sick. Cover your nose and mouth, periodically clean your hands, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Dunfo Teluzma, a nurse at Piedmont Rockdale Medical Center in Athens, Georgia, briefs about how busy the hospital has been in the wake of the flu season. One of the hospitals had to bring in a mobile ER to handle flu cases because they didn't have any more space in their emergency department, was overflowing with patients. Teluzma says the flu is more serious this year. The flu season has been deadly, and it's actually a new strain of flu. It's the deadliest for kids. Many have died. Children are more likely to die because of various complications that's associated with the flu. Fortune reported the flu is spreading all over America, killing 4,000 people a week. The flu is so deadly this year because people are ignoring the symptoms and not visiting the doctor. Teluzma says people are dying from the flu because of other complications such as pneumonia, which is a respiratory infection which affects the lungs, and the lungs become infected with pus and filled with liquid.
Do you want to watch the latest movies, but the movie theater is just too far of a drive? Well, that's about to change. As of recently, the Park Theater reports that the construction is underway on a new movie theater in downtown Jaffrey. Jaffrey local Ramono Vinny has lived there all his life. Vinny says it could raise the reputation of the arts in the area and revitalize downtown, which is also a ripple effect. On March 19, 2017, the Park Theater was awarded $50,000 by the Timken Foundation, a local charitable company, in the hopes that a local theater will greatly benefit everyone in the greater Jaffrey area.
Package profiles Dimitri Moreno, a student at Franklin Pierce who makes glass-blown gifts for charity. Dimitri is a talented, selfless individual who cares about giving back to his community.
So my passion for glass blowing started the first time I actually took the class. Really started to get into it after Professor Eva offered me a job, and when I started just coming around here, I just wanted to invest more and more of my time into it. So now I could do things from roses to I could do two-shaped cups. It's great. Well, the reason why I give away my glass blowing gifts for nonprofit, I don't know, I think things that are made by hand, you know, cabinetry, everything else, to small gifts, even small jewelry boxes, I think are a lot more special than somebody just buying you a gift card. My dad was a carpenter and a painter, so we've always been handy in our family, so just really like to give things that were made by hand to people.
I've come to learn just the type of caring person that he is, as well as how smart the kid is too, which is something that you will not see if you just look at him. You won't know that stuff. He has a very passionate personality that I think stands out, and then once you actually get to know him, he's a pretty smart kid. So the team went to Monadnock Adult Care. We went and did some landscaping around the facility, which it desperately needed. We went as a group that first time, and then a week later, like the following weekend, a handful of guys, I think it was three guys, went back who volunteered to do a little more work. I know that the three guys that went all volunteered to go back, and Dimitri was I think he was pretty sure he was the first one to volunteer.
What made me want to go back the second time was, I think, just the lady being so generous and nice, and she really appreciated the work that we did. You know, we painted their little stay-away, and then I'm a painter, so really just the lady telling us thank you over and over again just really meant a lot, you know, because it's not every day that people always tell you thank you nowadays. So it was also really, really nice to hear somebody thank us for our work that we provided.
He's a great kid. A lot of people don't know this, but he's gone through some tough times, and I'm really proud of him for sticking out at school too, because that hasn't always been easy, and I'd do anything for him. I love the kid to death, and I wish him the best. So.
what people should take away from this whole interview is that you should definitely invest some time in the glass blowing hut here on campus. And I think one thing that we could all do in the community around in Ringe is maybe say hi to your neighbor more, be more thankful towards each other, and just continue to keep on building the community.
And now to Harrison Birkland with sports.
The football program on campus is moving on to bigger things, literally. The Sprint football program announced that they will be joining the NE10 in the fall of 2019. Sprint football has been a part of this campus for the past 6 years. For those who are unfamiliar with Sprint football, it is just like regular football. Same rules with the exception of a 182-pound weight limit. Two-year member of the Sprint football team, sophomore running back Kobe Smith, says he is pumped that the school has decided to transition into a D2 program. Senior captain Dimitri Moreno, who played 4 years of Sprint football, says that he is happy for the younger players who get the opportunity to play both divisions. Moreno also states that he is sad to see the program he helped build get removed. Sprint football is cool because it gives smaller guys the opportunity to keep playing the sport that they love while being equally as competitive. The Franklin Pierce Ravens men's and women's bowling programs are being cut starting in the fall of the 2018 school year. Announced on behalf of the university that they would be cutting both bowling programs, citing that both teams are not currently in any 10 sport. Alongside with cutting the bowling programs, the women's swim team is also being cut after this year. The Sprint football team will become a Division II sport in the NCAA, and women's ice hockey will have more funding for scholarships and staffing. For more information, check out the FPU Athletics page. The Franklin Pierce baseball team escaped the snow as they head down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They played 5 games, Thursday through Sunday, as part of the Ripken Experiments tournament. The Ravens started strong, winning their first 4 games. The team's first and only loss came on Sunday against LIU Post, with the final score of 20-16. In his first season with the Ravens, transfer junior Jonel Ozuna hit 2 home runs during the trip. Ozuna says, "It's pretty cool that my first hit as a Raven was a home run. It's something I won't forget." The team drove back to Ringe after their game on Sunday and returned early Monday morning. Their season continues this weekend in Long Island as they face Adelphi University in a 3-game series. Wish you were enjoying 80-degree weather instead of expecting 12 inches of snow? The softball team traveled to sunny Arizona recently. The team kicked off their 2018 season in the Cactus Classic at Abraham Lincoln Regional Park. The tournament, expected to begin on Thursday, February 15th, was delayed by a rainstorm until Saturday the 17th. In their 3 games played on Saturday, the Ravens fell 9-1 in 5 innings to Biola University, 5-3 to Fort Lewis College, and were shut out 12-0 to Azusa Pacific University. Freshman first baseman Bree Eastlick was key for the Ravens on Saturday. Eastlick went 4 for 6 at the dish with a double, 3 walks, and 3 runs scored. Eastlick says, "The teams that we played are all ranked nationally and are very good. I think we played very well against them. We lost, but I think we played well together and came together as a team. We've been working very hard every day, and I'm very much looking forward to the season starting." The team concluded their trip to the Cactus Classic on Sunday with another triple-header. FPU was defeated in all 3 games, losing 2-1 to number 9 nationally ranked Dixie State University, 11-4 to Western Oregon University, and 17-5 to Southern Nazarene University. Eastlick says, "If we keep building, I think we'll have a great season. We're a family, and I think it shows on the field. If we keep it up, nobody can stop us." The Ravens will return to the field in a few weeks when they take on St. Thomas Aquinas in a doubleheader on Tuesday, March 6th. First pitch for each game set for 2 and 4 p.m. Back to you guys at the desk.
Next, we profile how Jason Torres, a dancer from Connecticut who dedicates his dance success to his cousin who passed away while he was very young. Jason also shows how he helps children on dance lessons and even has his own clothing line that is on the rise.
Since I was young, I always wanted to do something, I just didn't know what. So starting a clothing line and, creating pieces together and just having people wear my stuff, it's pretty dope. Drake said, "Turn your birthday into a lifestyle." I did the same thing. He dropped the song a little bit after I started my clothing line, but once he said that, it just made sense as to why I was doing everything.
Torres started his clothing line at 17 as a freshman in college, primarily making hats.
The pinnacle of success for 21 Grand would have to be just seeing everybody wearing it, like an Obey or a Supreme, just, seeing everybody want it and just wearing it. Well, my inspiration to start dancing was my family. Family is everything to me. So seeing my cousins and everyone dancing at family events just made me want to start dancing. They were making everybody happy, and I thought I could make everyone happy too. I always loved dancing, but I first fell in love with it when my family was telling me that I reminded them of my cousin that passed, and it just made me want to keep on for them and just keep on getting better and better and better. Just for my cousin Tito, just try and get better. So that's when I really fell in love with it.
Torres' skills have led him to meet his idol, Chris Brown, who noticed his dancing on Vine and So You Think You Can Dance. His dancing also attracted the attention of one of the NBA's most historic franchises, the Detroit Pistons. Torres, who is Andre Drummond's roommate, was asked to dance at halftime during a nationally televised game against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Just going on the court that everyone's playing on and being able to show your talent on there. LeBron James was just on the court, and then I walked off, and then I got on. So just that feeling was pretty dope to me. It was cool though. There was a lot of people there.
A lot of people, working with Jason, was shooting his videos and trying to get creative in the studio. It definitely, it's really fun to actually see that environment and, watch everything, play out pretty much.
Despite traveling around the country, Torres comes home to hold a handful of dance camps each summer. Sometimes, as many as 500 kids attend a camp and learn to dance to hip-hop music.
Definitely trying to inspire younger kids. Younger kids are the future, so definitely trying to see every kid that I work with grow and follow their dreams. So every time I teach them, I let them know that anything is possible. They can be like me, they can be better, and just try to motivate them.
I'm jealous, I'm overzealous. When I'm down, I get real down. When I'm high, I come down.
One of my favorite memories working with the kids was these two kids, Christian and Jose, and I had these two bracelets on my hand, and I ended up giving them away at the end of teaching them, and they went crazy. They oh my God, I'm never taking this off. Can I shower with it? And they were acting so happy and stuff. And later on that night, his mom DM'd me on Instagram and was saying, we do a prayer before bed every night. And Christian said, thank you, God, for Jason Torres. And just something simple like that just makes everything worth it. That kid really appreciated it.
As the 2017-2018 women's basketball season comes to a disappointing end, the young, unexperienced team that had 6 incoming freshmen this year didn't have the year they had hoped for. Unfortunately, they lost their game against Bentley while finishing the season with a 4-22 record and 1-20 conference record. Sophomore captain Maya Mosley, who led the team in scoring this year, reflected on the past season. This year was a learning experience for our team. We only had 3 seniors, and the rest, except myself, were freshmen. Now that the season is over, the young Lady Ravens look to make noise in next year's season. Mosley says, now that our freshmen got a taste on what the NE10 conference is all about, I think the ladies are now looking to shock not only the conference, but also the region, and have a chance on a winning season next season.
Stay tuned to see how the men's and women's basketball team did on their senior night game. The game ended with the players scoring their career high in points after the commercial break.
The Franklin Pierce men's basketball team finished their season with a 97-82 loss to the Bentley University Falcons last Tuesday. The Ravens finished their season with 14 wins and 12 losses, missing out on the playoffs for the first time since 2015. While the season ended in a loss 5 seniors were honored before the game. Franklin Pierce celebrated the careers of Taji Owens, Dustin Cole, Jordan Lackey, Asante Sandiford, and Mike McDevitt. Head coach David Chadbourne said this was one of the most important classes he has ever had. Sandiford led the Ravens in scoring with 17 points. Cole pitched in 13 points. Sophomore guard Falusek scored 11 points. Ryan Richmond scored a season-high 39 points for Bentley.
As the season's coming to an end, this is a celebration for 2 seniors, DeAndre Room and Kelsey Mayo. This is the last home and collegiate game for these two. Woom, a 4-year student athlete, finished the game with 3 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 block. Mayo, a 2-year basketball player, finished the game with 1 assist and 2 rebounds. Woom says, "My 4 years here at Franklin Pierce went by so fast. I remember playing in my first practice freshman year, and now it's over. I could say it was a fun experience." Mayo also says, "I only played for the women's basketball team for 2 years. During those 2 years, I can say I've learned a lot on and off court, and it helped me find great friends along the way. And I'm going to truly miss them." For more info on this game, take a look at the women's basketball team website at athletics.franklinpierce.edu.
Founder Jess Strasburg started Operation Cantab her freshman year. Since its founding a year ago, Operation Cantab's influence has spread through Franklin Pierce University.
It was kind of like a series of events for me. So when I was in middle school, one of my English teachers actually collected Cantabs, and I didn't really know what it was for. And then in high school, my community service club, they had little sandwich bags, and they were like, bring in a sandwich bag and you get an extra point towards your hours. So I was like, okay. And then I found out that the Cantabs were going to Shriners Hospital, and I have a family connection to Shriners Hospital. My cousin Jack actually went there for cerebral palsy, and he got his surgeries done there, and they would give him free wheelchairs and stuff. So I found out that my cousins actually used to take the Cantabs by the truckful, and so it kind of picked up from there.
I first got involved with Operation Cantab from Jess. She started this about a year ago, and I was like, oh, hey, this sounds really cool. Like, can I join you? I really want to make this a big thing on campus.
I first heard about Operation Cantab through Jess. We became friends early in the fall last year, and one day I was coming home and I saw a flyer for Operation Cantab on my door, and I asked her what it was about, and she told me, and she was always next door painting these buckets for everyone, and I asked her for one, and that's when we started collecting.
It began with just collecting Cantabs over the weekend, had little sandwich bags, had little mason jars of them, and then I started really getting into it and saying, Operation Cantab, like, that sounds really cool. I think people would get involved. And then my teammate Meg Williams got involved with me, and that's when we started creating the buckets and asking people, if we gave you a bucket, will you fill it? Like giving people an end goal. And then we came up with competitions, and everything just kind of, the community just fell into place, and everyone's been so supportive.
We actually get the buckets from Walmart, and we hand paint them all, and this is what they look like. So we have the Shriners Hospital, and on the front they say "Love to the Rescue," Operation Cantab, and we'll put like where you live on it, so it's your own personal bucket.
This year alone, Operation Cantab has collected over 140 pounds, all brought in by Franklin Pierce students, faculty, and friends.
For faculty around campus, we've had, this past semester, we had about 15 pounds from Campus Safety. They've been a great contributor. We have buckets in the pub. We have buckets in the athletic training room, so they're all really involved. And we actually had one of the professors, she came and gave me probably about 2 pounds, Professor Betts. She was really excited to get involved with that as well.
I think Jess has had a great impact on campus, because when she showed me the brochure, she was also making decorative buckets for students to collect the Cantabs. And if you have something that's decorative and it's in front of you, like my jar here, you remember to do it.
I try to collect Cantabs every day, whether it be from soda or from soup cans, just really anything. And on the weekends too, I try to pick up cans along the way after parties, or just if they're just along the sidewalk, try to pick up tabs as much as I can.
If you're using a can, there's a tab on top of it. It doesn't take a long time. One thing I do, if I don't want to take the tab off every time, once a week on Saturday, you'll find me next to my recycling bin, and I just take the tabs off and throw them in the box. It's kind of like a little moment of doing that. It's a very easy way to help somebody.
Operation CanTab has even resulted in collectors spreading awareness of the cause beyond Franklin Pierce University.
I'm really passionate about helping this cause because playing volleyball all 4 years, it's been really hard to do community service or join a club, and this was something that I'm actually really passionate about. Over the summer I had an internship at a children's hospital, and being able to give back in such a way to people who really need it is really rewarding for me.
Last summer I traveled to Italy, and while I was out and about just exploring, there was a can tab on the ground, and instantly I was like, oh, I gotta grab that. So I picked it up and I went to my friend and I was like, can you take a picture of me, this can tab, and the view behind me, because Italy is beautiful. And we did, and I sent it to Jess. I was like, oh, can you post this on the Instagram page? I think it'll make people realize that you can collect can tabs anywhere. And so we've recently got photos from people in Florida, on vacation, Costa Rica. We had a girl, she actually went there this winter break, and she collected can tab right off the ground and was like, oh, hey, I'll take a picture and send it to Jess.
I think it kind of reminds us all that we have a responsibility to also give back. And especially students, faculty, staff, we're busy in our everyday, but just taking that little moment and remembering others, I think, is very important.
The most rewarding part of Operation Can Tab is actually helping these children. Like when we went and visited Shriners Hospital last year, we got to see this little boy, and he was up on the balcony and he was in a wheelchair, and then 20 minutes later he was walking around with prosthetic legs, and it was the most amazing thing to see. Just these children getting better every day by these little can tabs.
The most rewarding part of Operation Can Tab for me is just being able to create something on campus that brings so many people together for such a great cause that has helped my family, and now we get to give back and help other people as well.